Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Lindsay, and this is Life with Lindsay. Today we have a WIP Chat for you. This will be the final WIP Chat for Take Me Out Taiyaki, because... That was super anticlimactic. That's all I've got left. I am very, very excited. My goal is to finish this today, and then get a post review up for you guys. But if you would like to see the unboxing for this, I will leave that up in the eye. If you are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Lindsay. I do mainly diamond painting and some other crafting related content. And I would love for you to like, subscribe, hit the bell, hop aboard the Hot Mess Express. Let's all be friends. If you've been here before, hi, welcome. Thanks for coming back. If you just saw that something got on my canvas and I don't know what that was, so I was picking that off. Anywho, you guys are probably going to hear a lot of noises in the background today. Before I get into what I'm doing, it is 1,000 degrees up here. If you guys have any recommendations for great, like portable AC units, like not necessarily like a window unit, or a really great oscillating fan, please let me know, because it is easily 10 degrees hotter up here than it is anywhere else in the house, and I can't just jack the air up because then I'll like freeze my kid out in her room. Which she's listening to some ABC something or other, and it is so loud. I had to turn the volume like all the way down on her monitor, so if you hear it, I apologize. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, if you're new here, again, hi, welcome. If you do not know what a WIP Chat is, a WIP Chat is when I work on my current WIP, WIP, which, as I mentioned, which stands for work in progress, but as I mentioned, this is Take Me Out Taiyaki. This is a diamond artisan kit. This is all I have left. If you'd like to see other videos of this, I have done multiple WIP Chats on this, which is crazy because today is like the 14th day of me actually sitting and working on it, but the 5th week that I've like worked on it with a WIP Chat, I think. It might even be more than that. I just haven't been up here because it's super hot, as I mentioned. Anyway, if you don't know what a WIP Chat is, I work on my WIP. You can work on whatever it is that you want to work on. It can be a craft project. It can be a household project. It can be while you're doing chores. It can be while you're driving. It can be while you're working or pretending to work. There's no right way or wrong way to WIP Chat. But I am very excited to be whipping and chatting with you. I am excited that I am near the end on this. I've loved this canvas. It's so cute, and I can't wait to show you guys all of the special drills and all the goodness that is Take Me Out Taiyaki. I have not posted it yet because I had other content to go up. At least I don't think I did. But I also have Mama Mochi from this artist. This is from Kaci Obrero. I originally was planning on doing that one immediately after this, but I'm going to do my DP Holiday in July kit next. And I did an unboxing for that. I will be working on an Oraloa kit. It is a cute little Halloween, witchy, fun, like pastel vibes. I love it. I'm so excited. And if you would like to see the unboxing for that one, I will leave that one up in the eye. If you guys don't know what DP Holiday in July is, you happen to miss that video of mine, or you just haven't heard of the event yet, it's hosted over on Instagram by Diamond Painting Daily, otherwise known as Audra. And it is one of, if not my favorite diamond painting events, like, of all time. It's super fun. There's 2 ways to enter. And I am not sponsored. I'm not affiliated. I love this event, and I am excited to share it with you guys. And you can join it at any point. So if you see this and it's a little later in the month and you're like, oh man, you can still join. Every day, Audra posts what's called emoji trivia over on her Instagram. And I'll link her down below as well. The emoji trivia, it's just regular trivia, but your answer is in emoji form. So the other day, the one question, the answer was strawberry. So you just leave a strawberry emoji. You can win prizes whether you have completed a kit for the event or not. So what she does is she does these daily questions, and she keeps tab of how many points you get and all of that stuff. There's really very little that you have to do on your end. And I was really fortunate enough, I think it was last year, I won a kit from Distracted by Diamonds. I did it, and I did a post review. I can't remember the name of it. It was a Halloween themed one. I will leave the post review for that up in the eye if you're interested. I have not done a Distracted by Diamonds kit in ages. I hadn't done one prior to that in ages. So I was really excited when that showed up. So, and you guys might also see, I've got a ton of drills on my desk already, but you might see me like reaching across for even more. But anyway, so you can do the emoji trivia. You can also do the diamond painting portion of the event, where you just work on any holiday diamond painting. Last year, I think it was last year, she opened it up because people said, you can go on holiday. It's simple, you guys. If you can justify to her why that is a holiday themed kit, or why someone is going on holiday, she'll pretty much accept it. So it's super, super chill. So you will see a lot of people working on like Christmas in July, or, whatever else diamond painting related. You don't have to do both parts to participate, but it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of engagement because it is Instagram based and it is trivia. So I love that event. I have been doing it since she started. So when I am done with this one, that will be the kit that I will be working on for the event. But I will be gone for a little bit here. I have an upcoming trip, which I am very, very excited about. And I will give you guys all of the info when we get back from it. So I'm glad I have some content already recorded, because I'm obviously not bringing my camera and my equipment and all that and whatnot to my trip, which oddly enough, so I'll tell you guys about our week here in a minute, but I saw a post in my local mom group last night, I guess, and I found it really interesting because this woman said she encourages her child to be, like whatever they want when they grow up. But her kid has specified that he or she, I think it was a little boy, she said, wants to be a YouTuber when they grow up. And she's like, absolutely not. She's like, we don't have the space or the money for that kind of equipment, and blah, blah, blah. And it's funny, like, when I talk to people, like when I fill out forms and they ask me what I do for a living, I don't put content creator. I put stay-at-home parent. Because that's really what I do. Like, this isn't like paying my bills. This isn't, doing all of those things. But I definitely am somebody who regularly creates content. Now, I know this kid, I think she said her kid was 8. This kid is not trying to make the same kind of content that I make. So obviously I can't contribute completely to this kid's conversation. And I had this whole thing typed out, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to say anything. And now I feel like I should go back and find that post. Because in reality, I think a lot of the reason that kids want to be YouTubers, and if you have a kid that's like older elementary, you've probably heard them mention that they want to do this. I think for like the older generations, like when we wanted to be, the idea of being famous when we were kids and we wanted to grow up and be famous, that meant we wanted to be like an actor or a singer. Nowadays, social media has made it so that kids, adults, teenagers, everyone in between can be content creators and can be discovered and all of that just from the comfort of their own living room. Now, just like within the crafting community, like if you are somebody who is contemplating starting a YouTube channel, and I know that nobody's like, let me get your advice, Lindsay, which, I mean, I shouldn't say it like that. I'm sure there are people out there who would like my advice, but this is like unsolicited here, okay? The first thing that I would say is the hardest thing to do is to start, but also be realistic. So if this kid wants to do YouTube videos because he wants to become rich and famous, then another conversation has to be had as a parent to let them know, you know, this is not a viable stream of income for the majority of people out there. Is it possible that your kid's going to take off and be the next greatest thing? Sure. But I can tell you, as somebody who's had a channel for a couple years, I don't even know how many years now, and I've just been plugging away, you know, I am very content with where I'm at, like, subscriber-wise, and, like, the platform that I have, and how I utilize it, and how I choose to utilize it. But I know there are a lot of people who think, well, I've been putting out a video consistently every week, every month, every 3 days, whatever it is, and I should have thousands of subscribers by now. And it's like, well, what you want and what you think you deserve are not the same thing as, like, reality. And in all honesty, most people who create content, at least in our capacity here in the crafting community, they are not making a ton of money. You know, I think that what kids don't understand is that, like, when you have, and I'm probably showing my age here because I don't know any of, like, the new YouTube stuff, but, like, Ryan's World, the kid who did all, like, the toys, he was being compensated with toys and then by sponsorships. Like, he wasn't making a ton of money. You need to have advertisers to make money. So if your kid or someone in your life wants to become a creator, you know, they need to understand these things at an age-appropriate level. However, and this is where I wanted to say something to this woman, because maybe perhaps your child is interested in doing YouTube because they like the idea of creating videos and editing them and doing all that. And in reality, and this goes for anybody who is out there thinking they might want to start a channel, you don't need to have high-end cameras and microphones and lighting setups and backdrops and all that stuff to get started. I still use a cell phone as my primary. I use a ring light. I mean, I think box lights would be softer, and maybe I wouldn't get as much glare, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm also not paying my bills with my YouTube channel, you know what I mean? But I really wanted to say, you know, if this is something your kid wants and this is the reasoning behind it, then you can absolutely encourage your kid to make content. Now, here's the other thing. You can put up a video on YouTube and not make it public. You can make it so that the only people who can watch those videos are people you share that exact link with. So if you want to put up a video and you want it to be just for, like, mom and dad and grandparents and cousins and best friends, you can do that. I just didn't want this woman to, like, completely discourage her son from doing something because she knew it wasn't realistic without actually, like, broaching the subject of, like, what is it exactly your son wants to get out of it? Now, at 8 years old, he might not know exactly what it is that he wants out of it. To him, it might just be like, that's cool. I want other kids to watch me. You know, it's weird to me that, like, kids enjoy watching other kids taste test food or trying out toys or playing. Like, it's very, very interesting to me. But I'm not here to tell anybody, like, I'm not judging anyone, you know what I mean? But, so if you are out there and you're watching this and you're like, I've been dabbling with the idea of maybe starting a YouTube channel someday, just do it. The hardest part is taking that first step. I remember when I recorded my first video, which my first video is still up. So, like, if that's something you guys want to see, you can go back to my channel and you can sort by oldest and you can see it. I was so nervous. I must have recorded it and re-recorded it a million times. I had no idea how to edit anything. All of that came along as I kept doing it. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And I just, like, if my kid came to me and said, hey, mommy, I want to make YouTube videos like you do, it would be a slightly different conversation for multiple reasons. And the main one would be simply because we don't share our child on social media. Now, do I talk about her? Yeah. Do I show, like, videos of her or whatever from behind, or, like, skating videos from a distance or things like that? Sure. But I would not be comfortable with my child at this point in her life making content that was, you know, face forward. Now, if she wanted to make little videos for herself and things like that to show mommy and daddy, that'd be something different. Now, we got her, I don't know if I talked about this here at all or not. I probably didn't, knowing myself. But one of the things my husband and I wanted to do is get something that we could use to communicate with our kiddo, like when she's at school, at camp, or we're going away on this trip, things like that. And so we decided to get a smartwatch, a kid's smartwatch. We opted to go with the Gizmo from Verizon. This is only really relevant to like anyone who's considering this, but I'm not going to talk about this for a long time. But we decided we liked the idea that we could see where she was, like it shows you their location, and it has calling capabilities for people that we have predetermined. So like she can call mommy, she can call daddy, she can call her grandparents, and she can call her aunt right now. And there's like an emergency button on the side, so if there's an emergency situation that she needs to get a hold of somebody quickly, she can push the button. And for us, it gives us peace of mind knowing that our kid is going to be going to camp full day for the first time in her life, coming up soon, and then also going to school full day for the first time in her life. And I'm not 100% sold that like this is the exact product for us yet, but I will say the number one rule is to leave the watch alone, which if you have small children that listen, I envy you, because mine does not give a shit. But she is like literally in her room making little videos on this watch. Like the watch is like this big, you guys. She's making full on videos talking to her imaginary friends and her dolls and her this and her that. And I'm just laughing because like I hear her being like, well, you know, mommy this and Isabel that and Chewer this. And Chewer's her imaginary friend. Isabel is one of her American Girl dolls. And then she'll talk about daddy and she'll talk about that. But then I'll hear her be like, okay, and to the people, leave a comment down below. And I just crack up because this kid is like making full on videos like for her dolls and herself. And right now, this is enough for her to be content with. And I just think it's funny because like you never know if a little kid wants to make videos. Is it because they just want to be creative, or is it because they are seeking out like fame and notoriety? You know, this one does not belong here. Get out of here, yellow. Anyway, so that was a whole really long tangent to tell you guys a whole lot of nothing. Like I've been on for nearly 20 minutes, and if you have stuck around so far, woohoo! It's really funny. I used to be like obsessed with my numbers, and I would be really sad when my numbers would fluctuate, go up, go down. Why did I lose a subscriber? What did I do? And then I've come to the realization that for the most part, I mean, are there malicious people out there in general? Yeah, but like for the most part, people who are coming and going on your page, like maybe they just subscribed to you to see what your content was like and then was like, no thanks, or bots, or maybe it just doesn't serve the purpose anymore. And I have my numbers, whether I release content regularly, like this past, like the last week or so, I've had content like every couple days. Something new has been up, which is great. And I think that my starting number today is lower than it was when I didn't post anything for like 3 weeks. Like, I'm just like, okay, you know, like if people want to be here, they want to be here, and that's cool. And I want you to be here. If you want to be here, and if you don't, you know, you don't, that's cool too. And that's, you guys, if you've been here for a while, you've heard me, and this is going to be beating a dead horse. That's why I would never require anybody to subscribe to my channel in order to participate in an event. Because like, if you don't want to be here, I am absolutely cool with you not being here. Like if you just like Alice in Wonderland, but like you don't like me, you don't like my diction or my tone or my personality or the style of videos that I put out, that's totally cool. We can still support each other without, you being a subscriber. Which, of course, if you are here and you're like, should I subscribe or not? I'd love to have you. But it was pretty unfortunate. I saw I'm assuming they're a newer channel. They have a very small platform. And they are hosting an event, and like the first rule is that you have to follow and subscribe. And I understand the point of that. It like makes me so sad, because when you host an event and you require people to follow you or subscribe to you, and this is just my personal experience, okay? Like, I know it's not true for everyone that's out there, but then you end up with a bunch of people when the event is over unfollowing you or unsubscribing to you because they were really only here for that event. Now, of course, the hopes is that you provide some sort of content that people really enjoy and they want to stick around. But that's not always the case. I feel like I have so much to talk about and I haven't even started talking about it. But yeah, and I've been given some terrible advice along the way, and I've realized if I want to make my channel grow, not that I've ever not been this, but I just got to be myself. And if you like it here, then you're my people. And if you don't like it here, like, there's the door. But anyway, that's a super long tangent about a local person that I've never met, and I'm assuming you've never met, unless you're also local to me, which, hi. But yeah, it has been... How is it July? Does anybody else feel like that? I feel like the summer is dragging and also flying by. Like, my kid goes back to school next month. I mean, not till the end of the month, but still, she goes back to school next month. And they're starting to put out all of their back to school stuff, so we got to start getting her school supplies ready. But I'm just, like, I can't believe it. I really, truly can't. I'm excited for her. She's really excited to go back to school. She's excited to make new friends and all these things. But I just, like, I was supposed to try to meet up with a couple parents this summer for our kids to go to the playground together, or for Briar's signed up for a local Kids Bowl free program, and I don't know where that came from. And I have not utilized it. Now, she did earn herself, I will say, a bowling session with Mommy and Daddy. The Kids Bowl free is only available, like certain days of the week or whatever it may be, which is fine. It's not a big deal. But then she did something behaviorally that made us say, well, today is not the day we're going to redeem this. And we just haven't had an opportunity to go back. The day we were going to go, my husband was done work really, really early. It would have been like the perfect day to do this. If you guys see me, I've been doing a lot of adjusting on this kit. I got myself a good metal straightener. This one is from O'Brien Custom Turning Pen. I don't know the official name. Here we go. From O'Brien Custom Turning. This is not their pen, but this is their tip. I had a metal one that I was using instead of that, but it was like here we go. I'll show you what the other one was. So it was like this thicker Amazon one, not really sharp at all, like not even a little bit. And it was okay. This one, I wouldn't say this is sharp, but this is definitely like a cleaner edge, and it has been working very well for what I need. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. I hope that you guys are all doing well. Now that it's like 20 something minutes into this WIP Chat and I've told you nothing. Yeah. All right. So it has been a little bit of like a week of scrambling, which is, I think to be expected when you're going on a trip. What color do I want to work on? I'm going to do this one. You guys, I thought I lost a color the other day, and then I realized, like, I have a whole second bottle of it, and I freaked out for nothing. So, if you guys missed me talking about it, I a while back had asked you guys for like recommendations of vacations, and my kiddo and I are going to Chicago together. I have never been. She's obviously never been. So I am excited. But if anybody has any like tips and tricks, let me know. I'm here for it. I'm probably going to be using the metro system to get around. I don't know what theirs is called off the top of my head. But I have not taken public transportation in years. I mean, I took Amtrak, which is different because you have to like actually book a ticket and all that. But I think that's probably like in my 20s the last time I took public transit. Now, I'm not saying that because I'm like above it or I'm bougie or anything like that, but like literally like where we live, there's like a handful of buses that run. It's not like a major city. It really isn't helpful. It doesn't get you from point A to point B. Like it might get you to point A to like the county line, and then you have to figure out how to get from there to point B. But I'm excited. We're going to have a good time. We're going to meet somebody from the small shop world that we've been friends with online for like years. So I'm really excited about that. And I think we're just going to have a good time. I hope we have a good time. Traveling is a bit stressful, and I'm just hoping that I get a great version of my kiddo. So we shall see. But I'm excited. But because of this, we are, scrambling to get some stuff together before we go. So on Sunday, we went to get luggage. Thank you to everybody who suggested like a TJ Maxx, Ross's, Marshall's, because that's what we ended up doing. I found a suitcase that was pretty okay at Target, but then it had really terrible reviews. So I was like, I don't want to do that. And it seems to be the main consensus. I asked this on Instagram, and a lot of people responded with TJ Maxx, Marshall's, Ross, like all of those, that you just get the cheap bag and, they're going to throw it around anyway. The biggest reason I needed to get a suitcase, and I know you're thinking, but Lindsay, you just said you're traveling. Yes. But I am, I think for the first time in my entire life, not checking a bag. I am doing everything as a carry-on, and I can't typically do that when I travel with my husband, because my husband, like, his shoes take up the whole one side of his suitcase because he's got giant feet. And then, like, his clothes are much, much larger than my kiddos, right? Like, she's 6. He's a grown man. Sorry, I need some water. But I don't have, like, a carry-on size suitcase. I have, like, a travel duffel bag, like a weekender bag, that I've used when we've gone away, like, for an overnight to a hotel kind of thing. But the problem with that is it doesn't have a shoulder strap, and I am not going to be carrying that and then her and backpacks and all the stuff through the airport. So we did get a suitcase. It didn't have any measurements on it, so I brought it home and I checked, and it actually is like an inch smaller than what they say. I'm just hoping and praying that we have no issues, because I really don't want to have it be checked for any reason. So fingers crossed for me, but only one set because 2 is bad luck. Do you guys believe in that? Are you guys superstitious? I am not. I've had many a birthday on Friday the 13th. I have no issues with black cats. I have, but there are just some things, like a white lighter is bad luck. I don't know where all this came from, but I was taught, and that's what my brain believes. But yeah, anyway, so we got a suitcase, which then meant we needed to get a new luggage tag. I didn't feel like taking the luggage tag off of the suitcase we have. And we don't really travel that much. We went to Florida for Disney last year, and I'm hoping for us to be able to take a cruise in the next year or so as a family. But in general, like, we're not using our big suitcase. And that was a wedding gift, and suitcases, that's one of those things, like, when you're young, you don't realize how much, like, the world costs. Like, I had no idea how expensive suitcases were. Or, like, bedding. You want good bedding, you're spending a butt ton of money. And that's an official term, you guys. It's official measurement, a butt ton. But, yeah. So, this is a super long tangent to just tell you guys I got a new suitcase. And I picked out a purple one. And I think I'm hoping to get packed today, or at least get started today. I'm waiting for some things to come from Amazon. I ordered some shorts for my kiddo, that if they fit her, because I don't know if they will, then that will likely go into the suitcase, because I am looking for, like, lightweight, easy to travel with clothing, and so I am just impatiently, is anyone else like that? Like, you know your Amazon order is coming today, but you keep checking your phone for updates, as if your phone's not going to automatically let you know, hey, your order's out for delivery. So, excuse me, I just keep checking. And, like, I know it's not going to change. It still says it's out for delivery, but I want to know when. And are you coming? I hope you're coming Amazon and not USPS. I don't like to check my mail. That sounds weird. It probably is weird. I have community mailboxes, and to be completely honest with you guys, like, it is a pain in the ass for me to, like, go get the key, walk down the street, go get my mail, bring it back home, and then sort. Like, I don't enjoy that. So, unless I know, like, for sure I have something coming in the mail that day that I need, we usually only go out there, like, maybe a couple times a week. Which, like, my mom and dad are notorious for, like, sending something and not telling me they sent me something, and then being like, oh, did you get that thing in the mail? And then I'll say, what thing in the mail? They're like, oh, we sent you X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, well, I haven't checked the mail. Oh, guys, my throat is so dry. I swallowed a fly the other day. I think it was like a little gnat or something like that. Listen, I was laying in bed. I was talking to my kid. And as I was, like, breathing in and talking, like, I definitely inhaled something. And I was like, it was super awesome. Did I tell you guys the spider in the Stanley story? I don't know if I did or not, but I have a Stanley Cup, and that Stanley has, like, one of the big clear straws, and I took off the lid to fill it up, and a spider just crawled right out, and I was like, oh! Of course, I freaked out, because, like, nobody wants to think about, like, there's a spider in your drink, you know? So then I said to my daughter, I really want to get a straw topper to prevent that from happening. And it wasn't like, you know, it's a cup that had been sitting around for a long time. Like, I was using it and I went to refill it. So I'm like, when did this spider crawl in? You know, freaked out and all that. So I got myself a little topper from the dollar spot at Target. I got the lemon. The other options were like wine bottles and beer cans. And I was like, well, I don't put... Do you guys put stuff in your tumblers that isn't water? Like, I don't. At one point, I attempted to have, like, a travel coffee cup. And that was strictly for coffee. But I don't put... Like, I wouldn't put coffee in my tumbler. And I wouldn't put soda... I'm not a big soda drinker either, so maybe I'm the wrong person to be talking about this. But, do you guys put stuff in your cups other than, like, water? Because I don't. And now I'm like, maybe that's why they have, like, the wine topper. Maybe people are putting wine. I don't know. Anyway, went and got barbecue for lunch that day. That was fun. Went to Target to get some, like, just random stuff for the trip. And then I just put this color away. Good. Then I went over to the bookstore. I think I was talking about this, that I was looking for puzzle books. You guys, When did puzzle books get so expensive? Now listen, I know like the world has gotten insanely expensive. What? Okay, I just pulled this back out because I saw that I missed a bunch, but now I can't find... They're there. That's why I hate confetti. This isn't confetti, but I'm just saying, I always like put a color away and then I find like 12 more. But not like, oh, in a row. It's like, oh, I put it away, find the one that I missed, put it down, put it away, missed another one. You know. Anyway, so I got one of those puzzle books. A bunch of people told me that I should check like the dollar store. I checked the $1 store when I went looking for something else, and they only had like, I think it was word search, but I like the mixture books, which is cool. I got the one I got, and I don't know how much I'm gonna be doing on the plane. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna bring my headphones, and I'm gonna bring my my book, and I'm gonna do. And girl, you're not gonna get any of that done. You're gonna sit in the seat and try to make sure that your tiny human doesn't freak out, and you're gonna try to rest those eyeballs because you have an early morning flight. And this is what life inside my head is like having a conversation and then convincing myself of something otherwise while I'm talking. All right. I am on the struggle bus again. Anyway, what else did we do? The next day we had learn to skate. Part of me wants to drop the one learn to skate. I don't think she's getting that much out of it. And like, what's the point of spending the money if she's not really like learning and progressing? Now, in her private lessons, she does really well. And God, her coach let me know they're gonna be starting sow cows, and I'm like, seriously? If you guys are unfamiliar, my kiddo is a figure skater, and yes, she's 6. And she can do a waltz jump, and she's starting to be able to do a waltz jump from like a moving position and not just a standstill position, which like that's a really big step to like really learning your jumps here. And they've already started working on a toe loop, and then they will do a sow cow. There's also a loop, lutz, and axle. I feel like I'm missing another one, but I'm excited. But also, like, I was looking at videos of my kid from like a year ago, and it seemed like she was like barely skating, and now she's learning jumps. Okay. I wish that you guys could be in my brain with me, because I just saw this symbol again that I just put away again, and there we go. And I'm like, ugh, pain in the butt. Sorry, I'm so distracted because I'm trying to like not lose my spot again. Which means there's probably more of this. And that's why I have so many colors out on my desk, because I haven't put them away from the last section I did, because I kept having to grab them over and over and over again. Anywho, where are we at? Let's find you. The purple X. So, anyway, learn to skate. It's funny because her group right now is, there's 3 kids that are all like the same age ish. It's Briar and these 2 little girls, and they're all the same level, and then one random older girl that's often with them. And then I'm sitting there. Now, if you're unfamiliar with how Learn to Skate works, Learn to Skate is exactly what it sounds like. It is a program where you learn to skate. And there are 6 basic levels. There's also Snowplow, but we don't have to worry about Snowplow. Snowplow is really for like the little ones. Our rink doesn't do Snowplow, so if you are 3 or 93 and you're starting, you're still in Basic 1. And they put you in Basic 1 to start, and once you have mastered the skills in that level, then they move you to the next one. Now, sometimes that can happen in the same, 7-week session, or sometimes it takes multiple, like 6-7 week sessions for you to move up. Like my daughter was at Basic 3 for what felt like a year. It was long, but it wasn't that long. God damn it, I am missing more of this. So I'm sitting there, and there is a kid who very clearly should not be in my daughter's group. And not because, oh, my kid's better than this kid, which she was, but that child that was in the group, I can tell you, had not yet mastered the skills from the previous level, because in Basic 3, you work on half pumps around the circle. So you know how you have the circles on the ice, like hockey rinks and stuff like that? A half pump is when your inner foot stays stationary on and your outer foot goes like this. So it's making like C motions. And that is your precursor to being able to do crossovers, because once you get to Basic 4, crossovers, forwards and backwards, are a skill that gets mastered. This child could not do the pumps around the circle. And I don't mean like, oh, she was doing them, but they weren't really good. Like, she could not do them. So then I hear the parents of this child talking to their friends. They're sitting next to me, mind you. And they are boasting about how their kid just decided that's what level she wanted to be in, so that's where she went. And I'm like, you're doing your kid such a disservice. Now, this is a super generalization, and I am aware of that, and I'm not saying this in any way, shape, or form. If this fits you, I'm not talking about you. A lot of the hockey families hate the fact that kids need to go through the basic skills in order to play stick and puck. And the whole point of that is that you need a kid to be able to safely skate forwards and backwards and stop before you give them a puck and a stick, because what's going to happen? They're going to get hurt. So most like puck and stick programs won't let you start unless you've passed, I think, basic 1, 2, and 3. Might be 1 and 2. Either way. But a good hockey player will continue to do the basic skills until they have like their crossovers and things like that down as well. So I'm just like, this kid, she's not going to get as much out of it as these parents think, because the rest of the group is at a much higher skill level, and that's what the lessons are being catered to. And I was just like, imagine your kid being, and I don't mean to be rude to this family or this family's kid, but imagine being so entitled that you think you can just do whatever you want, like it's no big deal, and then as the parents encourage that. Like, my daughter would love to be skating in a higher level than she is, but like her coach does not pass her until she's not only done the skills, but has mastered them. Which is why kids on a competitive track may be working on skills in a private lesson that are higher than what they're working at in a group lesson, because they are trying to make sure that the skills that they have in the group lessons are like perfected before they finally pass them. And like, no hate to that family, but I was just like, ooh, like that is real brazen of them. And then afterwards we grabbed some dinner together. This is why I don't put my drills away. Do you guys see how many times I pulled the same colors out? Shout out to the people that are actually watching this and not just like listening to me ramble. If you guys are here for the rambles, let me know down below. Here for the rambles. Do you remember when I used to do that in like every video? It's still in every video in like my tags and stuff like that, and I use that hashtag all the time. But anywho, the next day I had purchased tickets. Our local movie theater it's a chain, but a smaller chain. Like, it's not like a UMC, an AMC or whatever theater. But they are doing, they call it their camp program, which is very odd to me, but it, whatever. And they do their cheap movies. And for us, it's once a week for 5 weeks. And the first week was Little Rascals. So I scooped up the kiddo, we went to the movie theaters, and the door is locked, there's nobody in the parking lot, and I'm like, well, this is odd. And I'm assuming it's the manager comes to the door and is like, we don't open till 11, can I help you? And it's like 9:45, and I was like, I'm here for the 10 o'clock of the cheap movie. And they're like, we don't open till 11. And I was like, okay, I'm here to see the Little Rascals. And instead of saying like, oh, ma'am, you have the wrong day, they were like, I don't know what to tell you. And then they closed the door. I was like, cool. So turns out that was Saturday. So I did take her, but because we didn't get to go to the movies, we, I don't remember, did we run, we might have run some more errands. I feel like it's been errands all week. And then we went over, grabbed a cup of coffee, went over to Subway. I am very, very, very particular about sandwiches. Like, I love turkey. Turkey is my favorite, but I don't trust every deli turkey. But I saw they had those, like, new roll-ups, so I got one of the cheesy pepperoni roll-ups. I liked it. So now I know that there's something that I can do with my kiddo. This is the day we went to the Dollar Tree. So I had watched a video. If you guys don't know Lori from One Fun Diamond Painter, you should. I will make sure to link her down below. She does Dollar Tree hauls and diamond painting videos. And she had done a video, I think it was with her and her daughter. And they were talking about, like, what they found at their Dollar Tree, what's new. So there was the Peach Ring body wash. That is, I want to say, a dupe of Native. Is that the brand? Maybe. I don't know. And I saw it and I was like, ooh, this smells really good. I'm going to get this. Now, the cashier was funny. He was like, I can't imagine. Like, that's going to attract more bees. And I wanted to be like, how long do you think body wash scents last for? If anybody else out there has this, please let me know. I'm not alone or crazy. I probably am, but, you know, it is what it is. I like it. I like the initial smell of it, but then it starts to smell like celery. Celery and peach rings. They don't go together, but somehow. And yeah, I mean, I've used it a few times and it seems to be effective, but no bees, knock on wood. And I don't smell like celery. But like when I'm in the shower, I'm like, all of a sudden it goes from smelling really sweet to smelling like celery. Which is weird. But, I was also looking for, I heard they have the Touchland, hand sanitizer dupe over there. And he's like, oh, all the young kids like bought that up. And he's like, you don't want it anyway. It smells terrible. And I was like, you guys are doing a really great job of marketing your things. If you don't know what I'm talking about, they're in like a flat, like rectangular container. So they fit really nicely into like a purse and things like that. But they're like $10 to $15 for one container. And the ones on Amazon are sold in 3-packs. So we're going to actually head to Ulta either today or tomorrow and see if I can pick one up in store. Because if I pick one up in store and I don't love it, I can also return it. But I thought that would be great for travel and in my purse and things like that. But again, I don't want to spend that kind of money on hand sanitizer if it isn't great, you know? Anyway, the next day, my kiddo was so excited. We have a really good Mexican restaurant near us, and they have a really wonderful breakfast menu. I don't know why I ever look at the menu, because every time I go, I get the same exact thing for breakfast. I always get the chilaquiles. I love them. I don't see myself ever going astray from that. Excuse me. So my husband and I, like when our daughter was in school, certain shifts that he worked, like we would try to grab breakfast together as like a little date. Well, she was like, you guys go to breakfast at Mia's without me? So we have taken her, and she fell in love with their tres leches French toast. And it's not like on the kids menu, like it's an adult size portion, and your girl loves it. She goes to town on it. Like, I just think it's like the greatest thing. To watch this teeny tiny little kid, you know, doing all the things and eating all the strawberries. And anyway, so we did that. And then we decided it's July. It is time for Halloween hunting. So we went to Michael's and got something from their like Groovy collection, which my kiddo is obsessed with. We are Halloween year-round people. Like, our wreath broke recently, and it's been out on our door, like, around the clock for, like, 2.5 years now. And I make no apologies for it. I will continue to be a Halloween year-round house. But we love going Halloween hunting and finding new things. And then we went to At Home. They had a couple of their inflatables out. Briar got herself a skeleton cat. She really likes like the skeleton animal collection. Last year she got herself a skeleton turtle. I think it was a turtle. And then she has like little skeletons that she hangs off of her like bedroom door. That she has named Wobbly Skeleton. Makes perfect sense. But that was super, super fun getting to do that. What's on my canvas? I keep finding these little... Like, they look like ash. I don't know if you guys can see that. On my finger there. Which, like, I don't smoke, so there's nothing on me. But... yeah, so that was super fun getting to do that. Have you guys started Halloween shopping or even looking at Halloween things yet? Or are you one of those people that thinks that July is way too early for Halloween? Let me know. And I'll find out where my true people are. But yeah, we did that. And the next day was the 4th of July. The 4th of July. 4th of July. My husband was working. You guys, I was so tempted. Justin Timberlake was in town on the 4th of July. And I had contemplated going back and forth. There were tickets as low as $12 on StubHub the night before. And I was like, listen, I could get some good seats and not spend a lot of money and really enjoy myself. But then I was reminded, I said, self, it's 90-something degrees. You don't like being in the heat. You don't like sunlight. And you'd have a 6-year-old attached to your hip. Is that what you want to do to yourself? And I said, self, that's a bad idea. So I didn't go. But my husband had like a crazy late shift that day. So he took the car. Briar didn't go to bed till God knows when. Because, people were just setting fireworks off left and right. And I love fireworks. But as somebody who is neurodivergent with a lot of friends who have neurodivergent kids, and I see how much some of our friends and their kids struggle, or people who have PTSD or animals, like, I don't know why we need to be setting off fireworks for like a week straight. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And thankfully, Briar loves fireworks, so she was just standing at her window watching them. But because of that, she didn't go to bed till hell late. Do you guys have any tips? Like, I swear, this child, now that we're not in school, she is going to bed. She still gets put to bed at the same time, but she just doesn't go to sleep. And I understand that it's not dark out until later, but like, I don't mean like she's going to bed like an hour later. Like, I mean, there are days where my kid is still up in the 11 o'clock hour, and I'm like, please go to sleep, child. Like, what are you doing? You are trying to drive mommy mad? The answer to that is yes. But yeah, so I stayed home. We didn't really do anything. They didn't have like the big fireworks in town because they were gonna have fireworks at the Justin Timberlake concert. And then people were like pissing and moaning, and I'm like, literally they're setting them off the next day, you guys. Which is weird because they had fireworks at the concert, and I was like, can't people just kind of see that throughout town anyway? I don't know. But the next day was Friday. I think my husband was off the next day. We went over to the beef jerky outlet. It is a store with multiple locations, so if you guys have one near you, I recommend. I think it's called the Beef Jerky Experience. And they have like their own brand of jerky, which is fine. But I love, there is a specific brand of pumpkin seeds that I really like. And I get the ghost pepper ones. She wanted the barbecue ones. I thought these would be great to go in our little snackle box for the airplane. I I am somebody, I think the average person, and I am like totally generalizing here, so like don't be mad if you don't agree or you do agree with what I'm saying, but I think the average person doesn't consider other people's, like aka strangers, allergies, mobility, accessibility, things like that. I don't want to be that person that brings nuts onto a plane, because you have no idea if somebody on there has a nut allergy. And if they do, and they announce it and they say, no nut products, and my Snackle box has nuts in it, then I can't open it up and give her something else to eat. So I was like, we're not going to bring them. We're not even going to have them in a sealed bag. We just won't have any nuts on the trip. And she's like, that's okay. But, you know, like, I would hate to be the reason that somebody had a reaction, you know? Like, I love that people are so excited that you can travel with your dog on a plane. But as somebody who has, like, severe animal allergies, like, I wish that that was something that was told to people who are on said flight before they get on the flight. So a lot of times when I'm going somewhere that I have never been, if I'm going to a house that I've never been to or something like that, I just take an allergy pill just in case, because I'd rather be safe than sorry. But we did that. We got the seeds. And then we went skating. My kid had a private lesson. She was being a total pain in the butt that day. And my husband was with us. And I said, you know what? I am tapping out. You can take her into the lesson, and I will sit in the car by myself and I will relax. And that's what I did. Like, I really needed that. And I don't often get that because of, like, my husband's work schedule. And he was more than willing to do that. And I really appreciated that, because I did. I love my kid more than anything, but, you know, when you are the sole provider, the primary parent, and your kid is not in school, is not in activities, is not in anything, like, they are literally with you all the time, all day, all night, all the time. And sometimes that makes you guys butt heads even more than normal. And I just needed a break. So thank you to my husband, which was really nice, because I was able to sit in the car. I was listening to one of my podcast episodes, which I am a little bummed, and maybe I'm just not advanced enough with technology, which is totally plausible. But I downloaded a bunch of episodes of the Pod Meets World podcast, thinking that, like, this would be perfect for me to listen to on a plane. And I had put my phone in airplane mode to show Bri or something. And then I opened up the iHeart app, and it was like, you need to be connected to the internet. And I'm like, but isn't that why I downloaded the episodes? Like, is there a way that I can listen to those episodes without actually paying for Wi-Fi on an airplane? Because if that's the case, I'm just not. I'm not. I'm not paying for it for the, like, 2 hours or whatever it is that our flight is. But I would really like to be able to listen to those podcast episodes. So if anybody knows, and I do it on the iHeart app, so if anybody knows, let me know. But then Saturday was the day that we went to see our cheap movie. When I tell you guys it was a cheap movie, it was literally $3.50 for the fees. And it only cost me $2 a ticket. So it cost me almost as much in fees as it did for me to buy the tickets. So for me to get the 2 tickets and a tub of popcorn, like, we were having a good day. You know, I guess not under 15, but under 15, not under 10. Or if you don't count the fees, then it was under 10. But they had posted on Facebook that their popcorn maker had gone down the day before. And I was not super excited about that, because that's really, like, the one thing we get when we go to the movies. So they picked up popcorn from a different location. So while I had popcorn, it was not hot and it was a bit stale, but I still had it and I still enjoyed it. And we watched The Little Rascals, which I cannot believe is 30 years old. It's not the original one. It's the one from the 90s. But I forgot that basically every adult in that movie is a celebrity cameo. Donald Trump played the rich kid's dad. Reba McEntire plays the derby car announcer. What's his face from Cheers? George Wendt is the guy that sells the construction material. The dance teacher is, I'm spacing on her name, Daryl Hannah is the school teacher. Like, they're all of the, and Whoopi Goldberg plays Buckwheat's mom. All of the cameos, like, I got such a kick out of, because I haven't seen this movie in so long. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen and Raven Simone were in it. It just, like, I forgot about all this. Now, Briar has no idea who any of these people were. But she had such a good time, and we have signed up for... we will not be able to make the next one because we will be on our trip. But she's going to go to one with my husband later in the month. And then she's going to see the Flintstones with me. I think it's the last week in July. And then August is Cat in the Hat. So... she's really excited. It's a really great opportunity. If you guys have movie theaters near you, look, a lot of the big chain ones also have like the $2 or $3 movies where it's just older movies. Some of them are like cartoons. Some of them are like real people movies, but they do exist out there. But that's, I think it's a good place to stop. I think I've actually hit, maybe I've gone over the hour mark. But I hope that you guys enjoy this. If you made it all the way to the end, let me know what your favorite movie is. And that's it. I don't need a special emoji, I guess. Maybe I do. Give me a movie-themed emoji. How's that? Movie or TV-themed emoji. And let me know your favorite movie. But if you guys liked this video and you'd like to see more videos like this or nothing like this at all, please make sure to give this video 2 thumbs up. One real life, one virtual. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Come and join the Sparkler Squad. And while you're there, hit that notification bell. I do not operate on any sort of schedule. I operate on toddler standard time, and I record when my tiny human is sleeping, or like today, sleeping. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys!